My name is Ellis Wims, former NFL player and founder of Athletes for Computer Science. And at Athletes for Computer Science, we teach computer science fundamentals to students K through 8. And we've done this of course, in classes across the country. But now, of course, most of our schools and our classes have been canceled. And so we're figuring out new ways to stay engaged with our students, to continue to invite students on, to have people be able to continue to learn, continue to get introduced to computer science. And again, we teach computer science fundamentals. And I spent 8 years in the NFL, and I bet I was on some really, really good teams. I was on some teams that were not so good. And the best teams I've been on, of course, our Super Bowl team in 2003. Most people, you think when teams, they practice and it's all this focus on the X's and O's and what plays we're going to run and being strategic about what you're going to do. But it's mostly about building the fundamentals and make sure you're staying locked in on just the fundamentals of your position every single day. And again, championship teams are not built on elaborate schemes. There are some elaborate schemes, but those schemes are being carried out by people who are fundamentally sound in what they have to do with their position. When we start in computer science, we always want to start with making sure you have a good foundation in the fundamentals. And I was lucky during my playing career that I had coaches who really, really focused on making sure the fundamentals of my position, I was the defensive lineman, were always up to par. So not from the first week of summer workouts and summer practices to Super Bowl week practice, we start every single practice with working on our fundamentals and making sure those things are always tight so we can actually do the incredible things that we want to do on the field on Sundays. Again, you won't have that elite success at anything that you want to do in your life if you're not fundamentally sound in just the basic things that you have to do to have that career. So our goal is to make sure that we're exposing our young kids just to the fundamentals of software programming, the fundamentals of what is a computer, how does it work, what is the internet, how does it work, so they have an idea on a fundamental level of the technology that drives most of our lives every single day. Whether it's shopping or staying connected with our family or doing our job, we're engaged with technology. We're engaged with these devices every single day. We're always engaged with some type of software that's helping us do our job better and more efficiently. So it's very important that we make sure that the next generation has a fundamental understanding of computer science, of programming, of how these programs work. So when they're engaging on these platforms, when they're looking to figure out what they're going to do with their career, we want to make sure that they have a fundamental understanding of the devices that are going to drive that success every single day. So today, our class is pretty cool. It's pretty fun. It'll be we'll be looking at specifically loops, and also we'll be looking at how to draw art on the screen. So we'll be looking at pixels. We'll be looking at some geometry. We'll be looking at angles and how to create different angles with loops in our software program. So I think it'll be really, really fun. I think it'll be engaging. And again, my hope for everyone who watches these classes is that they see our class, they go through our class, but when they're not on our class, we encourage you to go back to the website, go and find some different lessons that you may be interested in and continue your learning, continue your growth. Again, this is not about being right. This is not about being perfect, right? This is about exploring creative thinking, critical thinking, creativity, problem solving. So this is not necessarily about you having to log on and have all the answers when you go into a lesson. Nobody is grading you on these lessons. This is specifically about learning and having fun learning through this process. So let's get started with our class today.
you wouldn't even qualify for the race if you don't have people that are proficient in computer sciences because of how much data the cars collect and the necessity to be able to have people that can write programs to figure out how you can continue to build performance. In these puzzles, you'll be an artist that uses a pencil to draw different shapes, so wherever your artist goes, it will draw a line behind them. To move around the canvas, you'll use the Move Forward block. Here, the Move Forward block says move forward by 100 pixels. When we hit Run, what happens? The artist moves forward a certain amount, and that amount is 100 pixels. Pixels are basically very tiny squares on your computer screen. The other block we have in this puzzle says turn right by 90 degrees. And when we drag that out, that makes our artist turn a certain amount. So you can play around with how far you want the artist to turn. This is a 90-degree turn. And this is a 120-degree turn. And remember, you can change these values by clicking the arrows next to the numbers for pixels and degrees. Enjoy drawing with your artist.
So let's continue here. So again, in that video, he talked about the need for software programmers in supercar racing. And again, data, everything today is data driven. Everything today is software driven. So people are using data, people are using software to make sure they're making the best decisions for their business. In that case, to make the best decision for how their car runs, how they set their engines, how they set their tires, when they need to change tires, when they need to refuel. They're using data to make sure that they're being as efficient as possible. So that's one of the reasons that we're doing what we're doing, is to make sure that our students understand that no matter what industry they go into, software and data will be a huge part of that industry. So like always here, we have our workspace here to the left where our program will run. We have our toolbox here in the middle where all of our code will be. So this is where all the code that we will use to actually build our program. This is the workspace where we'll build our program. And we always have our instructions here to the top that will tell us exactly what we need to do on every single puzzle. And for those of you who may be working with kindergartners, second graders, or first graders, maybe pre-readers, they'll always have this plate button here that will actually read the instructions for a pre-reader. So anyone who, from a high school student to a kindergartner who's interested in programming and learning these concepts, can start to engage, and the curriculum will kind of help guide them through it. So let's, well, before we get started here, anybody who's in the class right now, can you say hello? Tell me your name, tell me where you're from. So I see Julian, and Julian, hey, welcome to our class. It's good to have you on. Hope you have fun today. Hope you learn some cool things. I'm glad to have you. So thank you for joining us, Julian. I see Cornelius. What's up, Cornelius? Joshua, Tina, and Mel. Thank you to all of you for joining us today. Again, I'm hoping you guys are joining us and having fun. Hopefully you get a chance to learn some things today. Hopefully when we're done with our class, that you guys will continue to go to the website and be able to find other programs, other lessons that you're interested in learning. Hey, Sid, what's up, man? Hey, good to have you on. Oh, you from Louisville, so you from my home state, man. I'm from Indianola, down in the Mississippi Delta, man. So and I definitely played at Mississippi State with some guys from Louisville, Mississippi. So Mississippi is always home, so it's always good to have a fellow Mississippian on our class. And again, I've talked to a lot of people at Mississippi State, in the Delta, talked to some different companies and businesses there. They need more tech talent in the state of Mississippi. We need more tech talent, more computer science talent throughout the entire country, but specifically in a place like Mississippi. So it's great that you're taking this step today to really start to engage, start to learn, start to just really get interested in computer science and software programming, because there's a lot of great jobs, a lot of great careers, a lot of great companies that can be built if you start to get interested in these skills. So really great to have you on set. So, so we're here. Let's hit our instructions.
Hi, I'm an artist. You can write code to make me draw almost anything. Play with the blocks in the toolbox to see what they do.
Right, so this first puzzle, again, they're just wanting you to kind of just play with the pixels and just kind of, so you can just kind of see what things will do here. So let's say move forward 100 pixels, and we're gonna turn here 45 degrees. So here we're just kind of playing with it and just kind of seeing what things can do. We're not really trying to draw anything in particular. So let's see, if I did that 10 times, let's see what this would do. Let's see. So put that in, and it actually looks like it drew what? It drew a hexagon, which is pretty cool. I didn't know it would actually do that. So again, this one, this first puzzle is for you just to kind of, you can kind of do whatever you want just to kind of see this jump forward button here. So we can, let me reset and see if I jump. Let's see if I can jump in another direction here. Jump backwards. Let's see, can I get this off the screen here? Jump back, and I'm going to turn left, and then I'm going to jump forward again. Let's see what he does here. I'm not going to do 100 pixels. So I can change my pixel size, and then maybe he won't draw it so big. Change my pixel size, he drew it smaller. All right, so again, this first lesson is just about really just kind of looking at the different functions, just getting a feel for what you can do. Again, we can set a different color here. You can set the color to red. Or we can set the color at random. Let's see. And we can set random colors. Let's see here. Let's see what that does. Again, this first lesson, this first puzzle is just really kind of just where you're getting a feel for the different tools that you have here and what you can actually do with them. And so, and say that I wanted to get rid of, this turn left block here in the middle. So I would take this and I will set this to the side to expose this block, and then I'll put that back, and then I would reconnect. So when you're working with these different puzzles, whatever, if you want to debug, you want to go back in and change something, just know that if I wanted to change this set color, if I grab the set color, it would take every single thing with it. If I wanted to just get rid of that block, I would have to grab everything underneath it, expose it, and then put it back into the toolbox. All right, so, and again, that'll be the case throughout all of the lessons, where if you want to be able to get rid of something out of your program that you don't like, or you made a mistake, you'll have to expose that by grabbing everything underneath it, setting it to the right, and then moving that one back into the toolbox, then re-engaging your program. All right, so now we'll go to puzzle 3. All right, here, so let's read our instructions.
Let's make a cage for my pet monster. Drag blocks onto the screen to have the artist draw over the gray lines in the picture. Each line is 100 pixels long.
All right, so each line is 100 pixel long, and a pixel, again, is just the unit of measurement that they use to measure space on a screen. So each line is 100 pixels long. All right, so you have to keep that in mind as we move forward, because as we move forward, each shape may have a different length on the size of line that you have to draw. All right. Hey, Koshin, what's up, man? Welcome to our class. All right, so here we want to finish drawing this square. So we know, and hopefully, we know, you guys have learned in school that a square consists of 4 90-degree angles. All right, so now we have 2 of our lines drawn. So we have 2 of our 90-degree angles completed. So we have to complete the other 2. So we're gonna move forward 100 pixels. We're gonna turn right by 90 degrees. So again, we know a square has 4 90-degree angles, and we can see this is a square here. And then we're gonna move forward again here by 100 pixels, because we know each line is 100 pixels. So if you're following along, you have move forward by 100 pixels, turn right by 90 degrees, move forward by 100 pixels. All right, so let's go to our next puzzle. So here we're going to draw our own square. So let's read our instructions.
This spaceship needs a window. Each side of the inner square is 100 pixels, and all of the angles are 90 degrees.
All right, so we're trying to draw a square here. So here's where we can use our loop. Now, we know we need to draw 4 lines here, and we need 4 90-degree angles. So we already have 1 line and 1 90-degree turn in our program. So we can go here. And another 100 pixels, another 90 degrees. And then another 100 pixels and another 90. We really just need another, because we won't have to turn again. So now, so looking at this, I know most of you have devices, whether that's a phone, a tablet, or a computer. Most of you have a device. Now, most of you also know that you only have a certain amount of storage space on those devices. So if you have an Xbox, a PlayStation, an iPad, or a Galaxy Pad, or a laptop, desktop, there's only a certain amount of space on those devices that you have to save software, to save documents, to save data from your games or whatever you're doing. So it's very important that you're efficient with the program that you write. The more efficient you are, the more space you save. So here we have, if you look here where it says Workspace, they gave us 8 blocks to solve this puzzle. But we can even be more efficient by using a loop. And loops are things that allow, loops is a programming concept, a programming tool that allows you to repeat certain things within your program without actually having to write the language to have your program achieve that task. So if I go here and I click show code, you'll see the JavaScript code for the blocks that we use. Right, so this is so if you had to write this program by hand, this is all the text that you would have to type to make sure that you wrote this program by hand. But if we want to be more efficient with our program, we can use a loop. And a loop will tell your program to repeat that same action however many times you need it to, whether it's 4 times or 100 times or repeat forever. You can have a loop continue to repeat that thing. So instead of having to write out that whole program, we can go move forward, turn right by 90 degrees, place it in a loop, have the loop do it 4 times, and instead of using 8 blocks to solve this puzzle, we've only used 4, including the win run block, which everything that you play, every program you build, it won't run unless you connect it to this win run block. So if I unplugged that and I left it there and I tried to press run, the program wouldn't do anything. So everything has to be connected to this win run block. So, and then we can look at how much less code we had to write, and this 4 var count equals 0 count, greater than 4 count, plus plus is actually the code for the JavaScript code for our repeat loop. So this code here is actually this pink block here. And then we can run it. And now the program actually just does it for us instead of us having to write every single line of code to solve this puzzle. So again, repeat loops, and there are other programming concepts like conditionals and events that you'll learn as you go through the program that'll show you how you can be more efficient with programs that you write to make sure that you're lessening the amount of work that you have to do, but you're also lessening the amount of work that your program has to do or that your device has to do. And you're taking up less space on your device so you can save more games, or you can save more documents, or you can save more videos or pictures or whatever you want to save on your device, because you have software on your device that's efficient and doesn't take up as much space. All right, here, so
Oh no! Starla's pet alien just flew away. Let's help the space woman finish Starla's rocket so she can chase her pet. Each side of the triangle is 100 pixels long and has 120-degree outer angles.
All right, so squares have 90-degree angles. Triangles have 120-degree angles. So a triangle is made up of 320-degree angles. All right, so let's build this out here. All right, so our first line is straight there. Now we have to turn left by 120 degrees. And again, you can check your program as you go. Okay, so now he's turned. All right, so now we need another left 120-degree turn. Okay, and then one more move forward. All right, but the same thing here, right? We can get rid of all of this here. Well, we had 6 blocks, and we can get rid of all of this and go move forward, turn left by 120 degrees, and we don't necessarily need 4 turns because a triangle only has 3 sides, so we change that to 3. So instead of using 6 blocks, we're using 4 blocks. So we're being more efficient with our code. We're being more efficient with our program. So same results, just by using a loop, you can be more efficient. You can still solve the puzzle. You can still write a program. Again, programming is about creativity and building the things that you want to build. So once you learn a language, and even, a lot of the games you play on your phone or on your tablet are built using the block-based code that we're using here. So a lot of the games that you love to play on your phones or your tablet, even some of the games that you play on your Xbox, they're built on a platform with block-based coding, right? So the code is already predefined. So if you look here, again, that's our JavaScript code if you had to write this program using the programming language. But luckily, these blocks are already predefined, so that part of it is done for us. Right here, so.
Maybe we should make a tag for each of our pets in case they get lost. Finish this tag by drawing a rectangle around the outside. The long sides are 200 pixels each and the short sides are each 100 pixels.
All right, so here, because it's not a square or it's not a triangle, all the sides aren't equal, we can still use our loop, but we need to figure out the pattern here. So if we cut this shape in half, each one of the sides would be the same. So we took a line and drew it from here to here, then those two sides are the pattern. So we can solve this first half of this pattern. We can solve the first half here, and then we can use a loop to finish it, right? So here, okay, so it told us that this is 100 pixels. So you can see what 100 pixels would look like. So a lot of times when you see pictures or you save a picture, or you want to send someone a picture on a computer, it'll tell you how many pixels that picture is, how many pixels that picture is that you're sending. So you can kind of see the size of that picture. If a picture is 5,000 pixels, well, it's taking up 5,000 pixels on your screen. So now we need 200 here. All right, so we'll go here. All right, so here we need a 90-degree angle, a 90-degree turn. Here. And then we move forward by 100. Okay, so now we've drawn half of it, right? So we solved the first half of the equation here. So since we solved the first half of the equation and we know the second half of the equation looks exactly the same, then we can take this part of the equation, set it to the right, put in a repeat loop, set it to 2, and then place this code inside of our loop. Okay, well, we got to add in our second. We have to add in our next right turn. All right, so again, instead of having to use all 8 blocks, we're being more efficient. We only use 6, right? So and you always want to stay at least under, no more than the blocks that they give you, because again, they show we use 6. They're giving us 8 to solve this puzzle because they're wanting us to be efficient with our program. So again, you could solve this. You could solve this with 8 blocks, or you can use a loop and solve it with 6, and that gives you more space on your hard drive to save more data. So let's go to 7 here. All right, so let's start over.
Now a tag for Belle. Draw this square with 200 pixel sides.
So again, even though it looks like a diamond, again, it's still four spaces, still just a square. So since it's 4 equal sides, then we know we're gonna repeat the same thing 4 times. So let's see here. Okay, so we're short by 100 pixels. So let's go 200. Okay, so now let's take that, set it to the side here. Oh, here. Take this. 04. Right, so far, does anybody have any questions about what we're doing? For the people who are following along with us, if you are following along, are you having any trouble with anything? You can, if you're having any trouble or you have any questions, you can put it in the chat. Right? All right, like we don't have any questions. All right. All right, so let's continue to move forward here. All right, challenge puzzle here. Let's see, I'm ready. So start this over. So again, we can always start with our instructions.
Challenge. This tag is a special one. Can you figure out how to draw the outline? The long side is 150 pixels, and each of the short sides are 75 pixels.
All right, so here we have different lengths in our line and different sides in our angle. So once again, if we draw a line from here to here, we'll see that we have that, or from here, from this corner, from where he starts to here, then we'd be cutting this thing in half. So we see that the two sides are opposite each other. So they'll repeat. So once we solve the first side, then we'll be good to be able to just place it in a loop and be a lot more efficient with our program, with our code. So first thing we want to do, let's check this. Okay, so this is 150. It says, so we go 150. All right. Okay, so that takes us there. So now we have to figure out what what angle that he turns at here and which way he turns. So I think he turns right by 90. And then I'm going to add a 100 pixel move to see what that looks like. And again, if you make a mistake, this is not supposed to be like an exact science. Like there's no getting it, right or wrong the first time. Explore, figure it out. Like go through it and try to figure out, okay, how did I do it? Where did I make a mistake? If I made a mistake, how do I go fix it? Okay, so that is obviously not a 90-degree turn. So let's figure out. Let's see, I think that may be a 45-degree turn. So let's run that. Right. And that is obviously not a 100-degree, 100 pixel line. So I think it said it's 75. So you can see that I'm working step by step through each part of this puzzle, right? So you can always click reset. Okay, so now I'm here, right? So Now I have to figure out what this turn is. Now I think this one looks like a 90-degree turn. Well, let's see. And then we have to move forward. Okay, the turn is right, but too many pixels. So now we at 75 here. All right. So now we've gotten the first half of this thing drawn. So since we gotten the first half drawn, we should be able to pull this here, use a loop. Again, we cut the shape in half, so should be able to do it twice, and then let's see what happens. Okay, so what happened is, obviously I made a mistake at this turn here. So I had the 75 pixels, but then my last turn, I did not add in. So let's go and add in our last 45 degree, I think. And again, you can use this slider here. If you want your program to move slower, you can move it toward the turtle. You want it to move faster, you can move it toward the rabbit here. So let's see here. Yeah, that turn was a little bit too sharp. A little bit too sharp. So let's go to here. All right. Try again. I'm going to slow that down so you guys can see it. The guy runs like a 3.9 in the 40. We can go faster here. Wish I was that fast. I would have played a lot longer in the NFL if I was that fast. All right, so again, you can build out the first half of your program, and then if it's a shape with two sides that kind of mirror each other, where you know you have to do the same thing on this side that you have to do on that side, then you always look for patterns, and you always look for places where you can be more efficient. Again, here, we could have used 12 blocks to solve this puzzle. We only used 8, which that saved us some space on our hard drive. And let's look at our code. Again, this is our JavaScript code. So this is what they teach at Berkeley and Harvard when they're teaching young programmers how to start programming. But even at Berkeley and Harvard, they start with what you guys are doing today. They don't start with JavaScript. If they have a person that's new to computer science, and a lot of our teachers that teach our classes to our students, to our computer science students, they start here with the basic concepts, and then they move to the languages. So you guys are getting really the introduction that a lot of our college students will get who are new to programming. They learn the concepts first, and then they learn the languages. So you guys will get introduced to these languages when you're really, really young. So by the time you get to a point, if you want to be a programmer, these concepts you'll have down and you'll know exactly what you're doing. Then you just have to learn whatever language, whether that's JavaScript or Python or C++, whatever that language is. The languages can be a little bit more complicated, but if you know the concepts, the languages aren't that hard. All right, let's go to 9 here. All right, so let's start over. So one more tag. So
One more tag. This is a triangle for pi. Each side is 150 pixels.
So again, we have 150 pixels, 150. I think it's going to turn right 120 degrees. And I can always grab underneath anything, place that there. 3. Okay, so kind of drew a mirror of our triangle. I think I need to change the direction, I think, maybe. Let's see. Okay. All right, so they end the lesson here with the question. Look carefully at the code below. What will happen when you click run? So he's gonna move forward by 200 degrees. He's gonna turn 90 degrees. He's gonna draw another line, a second line. He's gonna turn 90 degrees. He's gonna draw a third line and turn 90 degrees. He's gonna draw a fourth line. So we basically have 4 lines and 4 90-degree angles. So what's going to happen here, if you have 4 lines and 4 90-degree angles, then he's going to draw a square. So all right. So they have a couple of challenges. Let's see what time we got here. All right. So if you finish that lesson, you can either go on to lesson 8, right, if you want to, or you can try the lesson 7 challenge puzzles. Okay, or you can go in and create your own project here and just kind of build and draw whatever you want to draw. So we're gonna end our class today, but again, I want you guys to continue to work on your own. Again, there are so many different interesting lessons and different programming concepts, different computer science concepts here in the curriculum. So don't just stop at this one. Great job today, kind of following along. Again, I'm really proud of each and every last one of you guys for joining our class, for sticking in with our class. Again, learning new concepts, learning new things is never easy. I played 8 years in the NFL. Every year was a challenge where you had to come in and learn something new, learn something different. But it always came down to the fundamentals. This week is draft week in the NFL. And there are a lot of young guys, a lot of young football players that are looking to go out and live their dream. And they've worked hard to be able to get to that point, probably from Pop Warner football through junior high football, through high school football, through working hard through college to get themselves to this point. But they started when they were really young, chasing that dream and wanting to reach the highest level of their sport. And it's like that with anything. The sooner you get involved in something that you want to do, the sooner you set a goal for something that you want to do, and the more you work on it, and the more you enjoy it and have fun doing it, and you'll do it more. Again, it's not work if it's something that you enjoy doing. And I think computer science, technology, programming can allow you to find that thing in your life that you will have fun doing for the rest of your life. But you can also get paid to do it. And you can learn to do it at a really, really high level. But all of it starts with learning the fundamentals, building a good foundation in the things that you want to do. So start here, have fun, and continue to really go on our lessons. We'll be here every single week on Tuesdays at 1 o'clock. So you can continue to join me, and I'll continue to bring on more lessons, and the lessons will get more intricate. They'll get a little harder. They'll challenge you a little bit more, and you will make mistakes. Again, really, really enjoy making mistakes. When you make a mistake, you should smile because it's an opportunity to go and get better. Steph Curry said, when he's doing ball handling drills or he's doing shooting drills, if he's making every single shot or he never makes a mistake while he's doing a ball handling drill, that he knows he's not getting better because he's not pushing himself. So push yourself to always get better at things. And with software programming, with coding and computer science, you have to push yourself. So put yourself in a situation where you're going to make mistakes and then have to go out and figure out how to problem solve, how to fix the mistake that you just made, how to identify where you made that mistake, and then go out and fix it, and then have fun and enjoy it. Never feel bad about making mistakes, because you can't grow if you don't make mistakes. If you don't do things wrong from time to time, then you can learn from it, you can fix it, and you can get better. Again, thank you to everybody for joining us for this class this week. I want to make sure that you guys know that we're recording this class, so we're going to send it out we're going to send out the YouTube link to this class. So if you want to watch it again and you want to go through it and you want to go through this lesson again, we'll send this out. I also encourage each one of you to share our class, share the link to our class. And if you go to Athletes for Computer Science, that's athletesforcomputerscience.org, you'll see the link to our class. We're going to send you the link to this class. So you can go to Athletes for Computer Science and look at some of the work we've done. We have a lot of lessons on that website, so you can go and look at the Minecraft lessons or the Angry Bird lessons, or or a lot of the different courses that you can go through on your own. So continue to work. Don't just wait till we have our class next Tuesday. Continue to work on your own. You might have to unplug from your Xbox or your PlayStation for a minute to kind of plug in the code.org and just for 30 minutes, an hour. And have fun with it. Don't look at it as work. Look at it as another game that I'm playing. I'm just happen to be learning while I'm playing this game, and have fun there. And again, we'll be back next week at this time. So,
Josh.
Hey Josh, thank you, man. Thank you so much for joining us today. Again, I hope you had fun today. I hope you found some things that can kind of pique your interest and some things that you want to do when you're hanging around. Hopefully you and your family are staying safe. I know you're really, really sad that you're not in school, right? Like my kids are not really sad that they're not in school. But thank you for joining us today, and I hope you have fun. And again, share it with your friends, share our link, and hopefully you and some of your friends can join us next week. Just miss sports. Yeah. Hey, my 11-year-old is the same way. He just misses PE. He does not miss having to go to his English class or his math class. So he won't admit it, but he's having a lot of fun being at home right now. But he's still doing his work every day. So yeah. My 11-year-old plays baseball also. So yeah, we're all missing baseball. You play select baseball, or you play little league?
I play for my school.
Oh, you play for your school. Oh, okay. Yeah. So what grade are you?
I am 9th, freshman.
Oh, you're a freshman. Okay, so man, that's big though. You got a chance to make the freshman, make the baseball team as a freshman. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Because I know how long you been playing.
Just since I was like.
Probably since you were 11 or 12, probably, right? You hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So well, I know it's a big deal, man, to make the baseball team, because I know around here, I live in Houston, Texas. A lot of kids try out for these baseball teams because a lot of them have been playing select baseball, since they were 10, 11, 12 years old. Yeah. And they only take, I want to say, 25 kids. So it's super, super competitive. So it's a big deal to be able to make that team. So congrats on that, man.
Thank
you. And again, just like with anything, man, focus on the fundamentals. I know you miss baseball right now, but doing the little things that you can do to continue to get better, that's like huge. What are you doing now to get better?
Just throwing, hitting.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, it's very basic in baseball. If you can hit the ball, right? If you can make the throws and you can make the catches, but more importantly, you gotta be able to score runs. My son's 11 and he plays select baseball. Yeah. And again, you get some teams that are really, 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 really good. Yeah. At 10, 11 years old, like they're really, really good. So if you can't score runs, if you can't make contact with the ball, you don't have a shot. You're probably gonna get blown off the field. Yeah, it is. We've had some days where it's like, man, I don't even know why we showed up today. We got like ran off the field. So I've coached. That happens. Yeah, you see, you had them days where you just ain't got it. Yeah. So man, but again, congrats on that, man. And I know your parents are super proud of you.
Yeah. I've been told always practice like it's your last game.
Yeah. Yep. I was watching the Last Dance documentary with Michael Jordan. He talked about how he practiced harder than he played. So when he got to the game, his body was just programmed to do what it did. So again, practice is so important with everything. And there's a lot of opportunity out there with sports. Again, I got a chance to go to college and I didn't have to pay for it, which was awesome.
Yeah, this seems fun.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you have no idea until you talk to a lot of people who had to pay, and the debt that they have to kind of figure out how to pay off. It's tough. So if you know any way academically or athletically, any way you can put yourself in position and be able to go to college, and if you get an opportunity
Planning on it,
play in the pros, awesome. If not, you get to start off life without student debt. Man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, man, thank you for joining the class today. And again, you have any friends that want to join us? Again, we just kind of try to introduce kids, and the content is relevant for, from K through 12 if people have no experience in computer science. So we want to make sure we're just getting people introduced and interested. And when you have some time, just kind of delve deeper into the curriculum. They definitely have curriculum for your age group that can challenge you, to think and figure things out. I'll make sure we're sharing some of those some of the curriculum with you that I think will be relevant to your age group.
All right.
Cool, man. All right, man. Well, good to meet you, man, and good luck. Oh, what's up?
We have Erica Jones. She just stopped by and she wants to know, how does this all work?
Okay. So I want to know, how do I do this? Because I'm new to it and my mom told me about this and I wanted to do it.
Okay. Well, the first thing is you can go to our website, and we'll send the link to your mom so she can go to the website, and I'll send you the link to just a group of different lessons that you can try. Now, the first thing when you get to the lessons, and just understand that you don't have to be perfect. Take it, play with the programs, play with the courses, and just and just do your best. We'll send you some lessons. Watch the videos. The videos will explain to you what you need to do, and then just try it. And as you try it and as you go along, you'll figure it out. Again, it's not about being perfect. It's about trying to figure it out. And then once you figure things out, you'll be like, you'll get to a point where you're like, oh, okay, I get it. Oh, I see it. But it may take 2, 3, or 4 times before you get it. But just don't quit on it. Just understand that you might not get things the first time you try it. Look at the videos, listen to the instructions, and just continue to work on it, and you'll start to get the concepts. And then if you get the concepts, you'll grow and you'll learn, and you'll get more of an understanding. And we'll be having our classes every Tuesday at 1 o'clock. So 1 o'clock Central, 1 o'clock. Where are you at, Erica? What city do you live in?
I live in Atlanta.
Okay, so you're on Eastern. So
It's going to be 2 p.m.
For you, it'll be 2 o'clock. So every Tuesday at 2 o'clock, make sure you remind your mom that your coding class starts at 2 o'clock.
Okay.
On Tuesday. And then we'll always be able to help you there. But during the week, again, I'll send your mom some stuff to her email so you can just start to try it. And I'll send something that's specifically for you. Okay?
Okay.
All right, cool. All right, well, thank you for joining, Erica, and I hope you have fun, and I hope you learn a lot. So thank you for joining us.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Well, again, thank you to everybody for joining us today. Hopefully I see you and some of your friends back on our class next week, and we'll continue to have fun. We'll continue to introduce you guys to new concepts, and I look forward to seeing you next week. So have a good one.